Ohio Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, after the notice of the meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice supported the Asbury Borough Press, the poster of the Star Ledger on January 22nd, 2024, and post office on the same date. All notices are on file with the city clerk. From special ed applications. There's 6 applications before you. This one is new. This new one is the first Friday of the month, art and music. Transportation Center. That would be beginning in September 6th, the first Friday of December. And the other applications are returning with no changes. Any questions? That's Sandra, cultural arts. Oh, okay. Our item to be presented, we have a presentation by Harry Delgado, who's the program director of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police, Facility Accreditation Certificate. Harry?
I come here tonight to recognize the police department because they have actually reached a reaccreditation for the second time. And I emphasize that because it's very important. Because out of all the agencies within New Jersey that will be eligible for apply for accreditation, about 54% have made it once. About 32% have made it 2 times. And those that have made it twice will come to accreditation. So on a very exclusive group of less than 12%, all the agencies in the state of New Jersey that have made that commitment to those schools. That is what the best practice. So viewing those for 2 minutes, even though it's on this several months, I don't know that part. I'd like to share with you the significance of the achievement. So the Asbury Park Police Department once again made a commitment to adhering to best practices at the state and national level in a highly regarded statewide and local accreditation program. This program administered to the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission has helped to transparently demonstrate the professionalism and preparedness of the state's law enforcement agency. It is purposefully designed to enhance professionalism and transparency in the state public safety system. And we all agree that we initially to challenging times and a threat to our health and safety, encouraging law enforcement agencies to follow standardized practices and policies is potentially life-saving and cost-effective investment of time and resources. Accreditation gives an agency a preparedness plan for verification of excellence. And I won't go into detail, just to simply tell you that the state of New Jersey is 112 standards, and out of those we include multiple rules of compliance. Perhaps over 400 facilities that are available in this process that actually holds the agency accountable to us as the accredited body and to you as the governing body. I'll just, before I close, I want to paraphrase some of what was said in that report. At the end of that those 3 years, we had a long-side assessment, and basically we come here, we tried to look for items about compliance. I must say that we basically, as for the police department, we didn't find any, which is, it's a rarity. So that's according to the article. I like to say that under the leadership of Chief Guy Thompson, I have no competence, leadership, professionalism is evident with the agency. This is evident in the over 12 initiatives that they currently consider, currently under consideration for future reasons for the agency. These range from the adherence to best practices, to the welfare of all employees, officers and staff, to community engagement, and certainly technology. I think that's what we consider having a strategic plan. So it is the opinion of the assessment team that the Asbury Park Police Department is a highly professional community agency. It exemplifies all the things of the state and national level. It is indeed my honor here tonight on behalf of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission to congratulate Chief Guy Thompson, Accreditation Manager Michael Casey, members of the Asbury Park Police Department, Mayor, the Council, and those citizens that they proudly serve for achieving their second reaccreditation, filling a very
Scott, you want to say it?
Well, yeah. Only that, obviously it takes teamwork, the officers have to buy in. It takes a lot of extra money that the city is paid for to make this happen, as far as like technology and stuff. We, in order to implement these things, we push this out. Again, the officers have to buy in, they have to follow these policies, and that's where we get the proofs for the accreditation standards. Mike did a lot of hard work with this, Sergeant Casey. I think he deserves a round of applause. Oh, I'm sorry, I just want to, Mark Dietrich here actually helps a lot too. So he actually makes sure we're on the word for him, he keeps us in check doing our things too. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Council presentation by our municipal auditor, David Gannon from PKF Accommodations, and our CFO, Joanne Luce, of the 2023 municipal audit.
So just to go through the annual orders, past year, 2023. First, I always like to recognize the staff of the city, because, you know, we've been in for about 4 years on the water with a lot of information. So their daily routines are disrupted, obviously, and really appreciate their cooperation and professionalism throughout the water. This water's been followed in accordance with the statutory deadline. This year, we're here a little bit early, the last 5 years or so, because of the festive over. Statutory deadline has been extended each year, either August 31st or 30th. This year, we have in October, and that June 30th. So we have followed the report on the deadline, statutory deadline. Just a brief objective of what our objectives are for the year, because of the points. Forensic, operational, but you know, we're being engaged to do a financial statement. So we're ordering financial statements to make sure they're reported with the requirements of physical services. One of the other items that I have to do is the federal state funding that you receive, that we also do our order according to our money standards. That requires a separate report to those short governance. If there's any significant items that will be reported, communicated in writing that report. In addition, because of the level of federal funding will also require a specific federal compliance input. So we'll look at internal controls and compliance, and we'll provide an actual opinion on whether the city complies with that. We have certain standards that we have to follow. This is ordering standards that was in the United States. There's water requirements prescribed by everyone. Standard is issued by the Comptroller General of the United States, as well as federal legal guidance. So sometimes not very widely known, but us as workers, we're also workers. We're required to have a peer review done by another kind for 3 years, review our work papers and processes, as far as audit results, regarding the city's financial statements, we issued an unmodified opinion in accordance with the regulatory basis of the county. So unmodified meaning, a clean opinion, the city's following all the requirements from a financial perspective that the division prescribes. We've found the financial records overall in excellent condition. We didn't have any issues in which the city was not able to provide us support, supporting the balances and transactions. All that information was provided, and we found that the city overall is in a strong financial position. Current fund balance at the end of the year was $11 million compared to 10.7 year before. And you have to remember, part of using fund balance every year now is the budget. And I think 2023 was about $6.3 million. But the city was also able to have other revenues restore that fund balance amounts in order to continue to use it in subsequent years. This was very anticipated $1 million. Prior year appropriations that had not been spent that lapsed 2.7. And overall, from a budget perspective, there was $1.8 million of revenues that exceeded budget amounts. And all that kind of assists in rebuilding that $6.2 million that was utilized as part of the budget process for 2023. The city has 3 utility funds. The first one is the sewer utility fund. The fund balance was $6.5 million at the end of the year, an increase over 3.8 from the prior year. For several years, the sewer utilities fund balance was rather low. Some of the debt service paid off. That's kind of made the sewer utility fund balance higher than the prior years. Also, the sewer connection fees in 2023 were low as $1 million. The beach utility funds fund balance was $7.9 million, an increase of about $900,000. Beach fees were about $1 million in excess of what was anticipated in the budget. And important to note that the beach utility also contributed $700,000 to the current fund operations. The transportation utility fund balance was $15.3 million, which was fairly similar from the prior year. $3.2 million of parking fees were in excess of what was anticipated in the budget. Again, very important to note, $4.9 million was contributed to current fund operations. Tax collection rate continues to be over 99%, at 99.95. The city continues to have an accelerated tax flow each year. Net debt of the city was $4.5 million, or 1.65% of average valuation. Statutory limit of that is 3.5. The city's well below the statutory limits for debt. $46.5 million remains of the moratorium coverages. I mentioned that we do a report for the lending standards. In that, if there's any significant findings in the report, so we consider some deficiency, we would communicate there and have a report that we didn't find any such deficiency or that significant. As I mentioned, we also did a federal single audit, and we looked at our grant. We found that in the CDH grant, we found that the city was complying in all respects. We issued an unmodified opinion on compliance as well as the federal single audit. We do a lot of different various testing of internal controls and different statutory provisions that the state prescribes. So we do offer, typically when we do our audits, other findings, other matters, other suggestions for improvement. So in that, we included 4 items that we set forth and provided as comments that the city is going to take corrective action on. One was there was one instance, so we can test multiple transactions within a local conduct law. We found one instance where an item wasn't publicly contracted at the department, and the contract was provided without public bidding. We found another instance within the financial records where Chapter 159, where insertion of revenue expense during the year was reported in the financial records, but that resolution did not go to the governing body for approval, and therefore that wasn't approved by the state. It was a mishap. We found instances where purchase orders were, or orders were paid with that purchase order being first established. These are confirming orders or traditional default. Pretty common finding throughout the state. There were only two that we found, but we thought it was worth mentioning. And then the overall compensated after the approved certification compensated absolutely. The police department is a very manual process, and we thought that would, strengthen the integrity of the records by having a automated system. With my understanding that the person in the department is carrying our theory right there, would take corrective action on that. With that, there's any questions on the package?
Yeah, thank you for the report. Thank you for the first step put together with it. I'd say it's not a bad order. And the public session. Yeah, but we're good, so if you just figure out if the public have any questions, we can be able to answer. And that'll be coming right up then after that. Take off.
Round of participation and motion to open the public. All in favor? Participation is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record. There will be a 3-minute time limit for each speaker.
It should be mentioned that the audit report is on the city website. If you would like to see it, it's a PDF form, correct?
Yeah, well, it's not a right.
I have two questions. Three more on the way there. One of them is, I didn't hear what the bonded indebtedness was of the city, that's number one. And number two, do you look at all the compensation time too, when you do the report? How many people get compensation, sick leave and vacation? Those are two questions.
So what on the slide, the new quick. The net debt of the city, so that's a little bit different, that doesn't include the utility debt because it's not included in the statutory calculation. The net debt of the city was $41.5 million, or 1.6% of 3 years average equalized value. And in the statute, 3.5% is the limit. So it's of average equalized valuation. All right, so the city's 2% under the maximum allowed, that allows them 46.5 million of additional borrowing power. All right, and then as far as your second question goes, we would do perform tests and control over compensation and related items. If it's not 100% testing, it's random sampling. And then we would ensure that those samples, the salaries are being paid according to the ordinance of the bargaining agreement. But again, this is a financial statement order, it's not a forensic audit or operational. Those scopes and objectives are different.
That's it.
Because that's kind of a loose operation. People write out their own sick, they used to, I don't know if that's still the way it is. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, do a thorough study of that. Don't you think you should? There's a lot of money in, there. We had a problem with that years ago, where people were getting money after they left. So I don't know. I know that's been corrected, but it wasn't in an audit. And by the way, how many pages is the audit? It's very hard to read on the computer. Can we get hard copy?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Thank you.
We can't see. That's 200 something.
194.
Oh, wow.
Carrie Bushra, 100 Village Drive. Can you tell me the public contract that was awarded that should have been publicly announced? Can you tell me that contract? Who received the contract and how much was it for?
That was.
Through the UEZ, I want to say it was about $64,000.
Yeah.
And I think the company we got it was Pivot.
I think you,
Thank you.
It was related to Maine and Asbury Park. Remember the event, Maine and Asbury Park?
Any other questions?
All in favor? Participation board is now closed. Thank you. We're now on to the minutes. I have the executive meeting and regular meeting minutes of the July 17th meeting. And motion. Councilmember Bez Anderson. Yes. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Now, on the consent agenda resolutions, all matters listed on the consent agenda, represent the election of the city council, and will be considered for approval in one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, there will be no individual discussion of these items. Discussion is desired by one or more council members that they particular item, and said item shall be removed from the consent agenda. Separately, on consent agenda tonight, we have resolutions 2024-366, 2024-370, and 2024-380. For a motion? Councilmember Redmond. Yes. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Mayor wants to individual resolutions. Resolution 2024-371, resolution approving payment of bills.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Redmond. Yes. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-372, resolution authorizing professional services contract with T&M Associates for professional engineering, design, and construction administration, and inspection services at First Avenue Roadway improvements.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson. Yes. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-373, resolution authorizing execution of shared services agreement with Keaton Town Sewerage Authority for the rescue services.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-374, resolution requesting permission for the dedication by rider for lift-based paint inspection services required by NJSA 52:2017-427.16.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-375, resolution adopting a corrective action plan in response to the recommendations contained in the 2022 report of audit, the summary of prior year findings and recommendations.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-376, resolution accepting the 2023 municipal audit.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-377, resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Asbury Park authorizing the city of Asbury Park to enter into a redeveloper agreement with Asbury Avenue Owners LLC regarding a mixed-use project on property located at 1012 Asbury Avenue, identified on the city tax map as lot 501-122. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-378, resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Asbury Park, authorizing the city of Asbury Park to enter into a financial agreement with the Asbury Avenue Owners LLC for an HMFA tax exemption for the mixed-use project on property located at 1012 Asbury Avenue, identified on the city tax map as block 501-122.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Resolution 2024-379, resolution authorizing the appointments to the Asbury Park TV Committee. The appointee is Danielle Bullock with a term to expire January 15th, 2027. Councilmember Bez Anderson. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-381, resolution authorizing Union County Cooperative Price System membership. Move it. Second. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-382, resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Asbury Park acting as redevelopment entity authorizing temporary cellular installation on property located at block 2104, lot 13, this is 210 Fifth Avenue, within the waterfront development area. Councilmember Bez Anderson. Yes. Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to ordinances for introduction. Ordinance 2024-27. Ordinance establishing restricted parking space for use by handicapped persons in the city of Asbury Park along Grand Avenue and amending supplementing section 7-36 entitled Handicapped Parking, chapter 7, Traffic. Other revised general ordinances of the city of Asbury Park, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of August 14th, 2024. Motion. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman. Yes. Councilmember Clayton. Yes. Secretary Quinn. Yes. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on the second reading of ordinances, public hearings. Ordinance 2024-25, ordinance establishing the restricted parking space for use of by handicapped persons in the city of Asbury Park and amending the supplementing section 7-36 entitled Handicapped Parking, chapter 7, Traffic, of the revised general ordinances of the city of Asbury Park, New Jersey. So, brief overview of this ordinance at the request of a resident. The request of this handicapped parking space was reviewed, verified, and approved by our transportation director, James Canano, and the police department. This handicap parking space will be located in front of 510 Sewell Avenue, which is located 290 feet east of the southeast corner of Sewell Avenue and Brilliant Avenue. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2024-25? All in favor? Public hearing on ordinance 2024-25 is now open. Anyone on the public who wishes to speak, please state your name and address for the record. Use the microphone. Your comments may be regarding ordinance 2024-25 only.
Just want to ask one.
1 second.
Well, Peter Plants, good evening to all. I'm laughing for kind of synopsis.
Your name and address, sir, I'm sorry. Your name and address?
Peter Plants, 4 Pine Tree Lane, Manalapan, New Jersey.
Peter?
Plants.
Thank you.
Good evening to all. Basically, we need help on this rent leveling issue.
Okay,
We
sir.
are at this
Sir, I'm
27.
sorry, your comments may be regarding this ordinance only. This is a public hearing on a handicap parking space.
Do I get to speak at any time?
That had just passed, that was the public portion where we just spoke.
That passed over, so I won't be able to speak anymore?
The public participation portion was open, and then no one else spoke after the 2 people spoke, so we closed that portion.
Oh, so I can't speak tonight. You don't want to hear my grievance or anything? Well, it's on the rent level. It's,
Okay, correct.
I can read my little synopsis.
That's it. You can leave it with us, and we'll get back to you.
No, you gotta hear me. I raised my taxes 40%. And then you, come on, you gotta hear me out.
We spoke in the public portion, and
Well, I'm a little hard of hearing, so there's no exceptions. I gotta come back next month, right? Is that what you want me to do? And see the cooperation here. Writing is on the wall.
if you probably, you can leave it with us.
No, I don't want to see it. I'm gonna tell it to you.
Okay.
Because you don't have time for me. 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes, every one of your lives.
Sir,
You don't have time.
the public
I know,
participation
that's
is closed.
ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous, sir, they had the public.
It is ridiculous. 3
All
minutes.
right, have a good night, sir. All right.
I just have a question about the handicap. If you walk in public handicap, do you have to pay?
Okay.
You know, like on the beach,
If you have a handicap placard, I believe not.
that?
Correct. John, right? Correct.
So, because a lot of people don't know that a handicap, like me.
Motion close.
All in favor? Public hearing on 2024-25 is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 2024-25? Councilmember Bez Yes. Councilmember Chapman? Yes. Councilmember Clayton? Yes. Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, the ordinance 2024-26, bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of various vehicles and capital equipment appropriating $3,975,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,766,250 in bonds and notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized to by the city of Asbury Park and the county of Monmouth, state of New Jersey, or CFO, and who's providing for the overview of this ordinance.
This is to buy various vehicles and equipment for our fire department, IT department, police, and DPW.
Thank you. Okay, motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2024-26. All in favor? Public hearing on ordinance 2024-26 is now open. Anyone who would like to speak on 2024-26, please use the microphone.
How many vehicles is that?
For which department?
Maybe?
Which department?
Oh, yeah, well, how many for the fire department?
One.
What is it? Don't tell me another fire engine. What is it?
It's a, well, there's actually two. A comfort truck and a command vehicle.
And where's the others going? Police department?
Police, we're going to 10 police vehicles, but we are replacing 10 old ones that go back as far as 2003 that are pretty much falling apart.
10 of them?
Correct. We haven't purchased anything in 2 years.
I don't know, it seems like an awful lot of money.
That's the maximum. If everything was bought at the maximum price. Hopefully, the prices will be a lot less than what you see with the 3.5 million. And nothing can be bought without it coming back and us voting yes on it. So it would be an individual resolution.
We hardly ever vote no on politicians.
Well, you'd be surprised. But because
All in favor? Public hearing on ordinance 2024-26 is now closed. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-26? Move to adopt. Second. Councilmember Bez Yes. Councilmember Chapman? Yes. Councilmember Clayton? Yes. Mayor Quinn? Yes. Mayor Lo?
yes.
Anything else? I will take a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Thank you, everyone.